Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can see from the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about a new handbag that I purchased during my trip to Japan. Now before I open up the box and I show you what's inside, I wanted to talk a little bit about buying brand new versus pre-loved in Japan, because if you follow anyone on YouTube that talks about pre-loved shopping in Japan, or if you've seen the TikToks and the reels about how you can save big, there is some truth behind that. But there is some other things that needs to be pointed out, because I think if you go in there thinking you're going to find these pre-loved handbags, you're going to save all of this money, you're going to get everything you've ever wished for, you might have a really bad awakening, which is sort of what happened to me. So I want to just talk a little bit about why I ended up buying brand new. I also want to talk about how much money I saved buying brand new. So I'm going to give you guys a comparison of how much it cost me to purchase the bag in Tokyo versus how much it would cost me here in Florida with taxes and everything. So we could do a little bit of a price little breakdown, and then we can see how much I actually did save. And for your future trips to Japan, you could prepare if you want to go pre-loved or if you want to just purchase brand new and what you need to expect when you're doing that. So I do want to say up front right now, if you are planning a trip to Japan and on your agenda it is to shop pre-loved luxury goods or brand new luxury goods, no matter what, you're going to have a wonderful experience and you're going to be able to save a little bit of money no matter what, because a lot of these stores do tax-free. You just have to have your passport on hand, so that's a good way to save money. And the yen to US dollar right now, you're saving money. So if you are planning a trip in the near future and luxury is on your wish list, no matter what, you're going to have a great experience. Now, I do want to talk about my experience secondhand shopping, because I done what most girls do. I seen the reels and the TikToks and watched the YouTube videos of all the hauls and unboxings, and I've seen the girls with 6 or 7 bags and they're so happy and I love it. But after going to Japan and shopping the secondhand stores, I noticed a couple things that of course no one is disclosing in the video. Whatever time of year you're going to Japan, if it is during a busy tourist season, the prices are going to be inflated. And we went during cherry blossom season. That is Japan's busiest time of year. The most foreign visitors, the most foreign income coming into their economy. So a lot of the stores, not just luxury, but also like the vintage video games, the other vintage goods, cameras, computers, everything had a high inflation on it. They know they're getting the foot traffic. They know that they're having the most visitors this time of year. So they're gonna have the rates be a little bit higher. We were shopping vintage video games and we noticed video games from back in September and October when Bryce went up in price. So if you are shopping and visiting during off season, you might be able to get better deals. You might be able to negotiate the prices a little bit better and get a lower rate. During the time that we were visiting, since it was cherry blossom and they knew there was a lot of visitors, it was a lot harder to negotiate any type of prices, and the prices in general seemed to be a lot higher due to the time of year. Another thing that I wanted to point out to be aware of if you are going to be shopping pre-loved luxury goods in Japan is your wish list. If you have a very particular bag you're looking for, or there is certain things that is like there's no way to negotiate or change, it has to be this color, it has to be this year model, you're going to have a hard time finding it. A lot of the stores you will walk into and you have no idea what to expect. One store I went into was just flooded with Louis Vuitton bags, and I wasn't expecting it because I've been following them on Instagram and I noticed they had so many other brands, but the day I walked in there, it was only Louis Vuitton bags that they had available. So when you're shopping, just be aware that what is on your wish list, you might not find it, but you might find something totally unexpected that you weren't really planning to get. You might find something else that you really like. But for me, I had a very strict wish list. I was going into the stores only to shop my wish list, and I just couldn't find anything off the wall that was different to get. I was only wanting those few items and I couldn't find them. So do keep that in mind. They do have curated boutiques. There's a couple in Tokyo. There's one that is curated only Chanel bags. So if you are on the hunt for Chanel, there is a store that only has Chanel items. There is a store that only has Hermes items if you're on the hunt for something like that. But be aware that the prices are going to be a lot more expensive at those stores, because they're fully aware that every customer walking in there is wanting that brand and that brand only. So do keep that in mind too. All right, so now that I explained what happened with pre-loved shopping and me, which wasn't a bad experience, I think I have a better understanding of what to expect. So next time I go to Japan, I'll go into these situations with more of an open mind and be more willing to be flexible when it comes to my wish list. I think that's the main lesson I learned from the situation. But let's talk about the new bag that I did purchase. I purchased it at Haneda Airport, which I have to say, hands down, Haneda Airport's terminal, with all of the luxury shopping options you have, you can find exactly what you're looking for. I walked past so many stores that had everything that you could imagine, and the Louis Vuitton store was fantastic. It was a nice size. They had some of the best associates there. I felt so welcomed in my sweatpants, and I did not feel judged at all in my sweatpants, and I really appreciate how helpful they were. I told them that I was about to get on a plane. I didn't know how much space I would have. So they went and made sure that the box that they put my bag in would fit under my seat. And they done so much to make sure that I was happy with my purchase. And I really appreciate them going above and beyond for me. So here is my lovely purchase. They gave me a bag. It was folded up, and they were like, you can, display it or do whatever you want with it afterwards. But they found the thinnest box possible, and this box size does fit under a seat. So I was able to have this with me. My concern was that the box was going to be too big, and then I'd have to put it overhead, and I just was worried. Typically, the bag that I got would go in a bigger box, a more square box instead of this thin rectangular one. But due to the situation, they made sure that it would work out for me. And they wrapped it up all nicely. So excited to show you guys. So this was actually the first Louis Vuitton bag that I purchased in store. My other 2 Louis Vuitton bags and my wallet I have purchased online. So this was the first 100% in-store experience for me. And here is my bag. I ended up doing a Speedy, and it is one of the ones that says made in France. These could be made in a couple different locations, but I'm really happy that I have another made in France bag. So far, all of my Louis Vuitton bags have been made in France, because all of the bags I have could be made also in Italy or in the US. And I've been really wanting to make sure that the ones that I get are made somewhere in Europe. So this one was made in France, and it has everything with it. It is the smaller size. Originally, I tried the 30, and it just seemed so oversized. It felt more like a duffel bag. And it has the lock and the keys as well. A strap, and I love the detail on the strap. It has an adjustable strap, so I'm able to adjust it to make it longer or shorter. My Alma, the strap isn't adjustable, and it is very long, so I might end up moving the strap to my Alma as well, because it is a really good size strap, and I feel like it would look really nice with it, and I could get better adjustments. And of course the inside looks like so. But like I said, I highly recommend the Haneda Airport terminal for luxury shopping. They had everything from Dior, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, of course, Gucci. They had a really nice Loewe store that I was tempted to go into, but I ended up running out of time. And yeah, I have all of the receipts. So what I'm going to do is at the bottom of the screen have how much this was in yen to US dollars, so you can see how much I paid for. And I did get this tax-free as well, so do keep that in mind. And then I'll have the value of how much this bag would have been if I purchased it here in the United States with all of the taxes and everything as well. So you could get a good idea and understanding of how much I ended up paying for it. I'll also have my client advisor's name on my description area. So if you are wanting to get in touch with anyone from Haneda Airport, you can get in touch with my client advisor. And if you need him to hold anything for you, he can go on ahead and get that set up for you as well. So One other thing I wanted to mention is whenever we arrived back in the United States, we landed in Chicago. I did get pulled because of how much we had spent, and I did have to present the receipt for this. It was chaotic. I don't know why customs feels like they can be bullies, especially whenever they know that you're coming from a trip and you explain what you have, and they just don't like hearing that you bought stuff. But I did have to present this item. I had to unbox it for them so they could see it, and I also had to present them all of the receipts, and they had to look it over to make sure it was all valid. So do keep that in mind that if you are purchasing a lot of items and you are coming back, depending on what airport you land at and what time of day or what mood customs is at and immigration, they may be nice or they may pull you aside and want to literally sniff your bag. Anyways, with all that being said, I'll have all the details about this bag as well as all the details about Haneda Airport in the description box below, along with my other social media handles if you want to go check out and see what we were doing in Japan and see some of my other content that I create. Could go check that out, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.